Although college students might be soaking in a lot of knowledge in school, there's one piece of information that may not be sinking in: getting vaccinated against influenza. Here with more is Dr. Flor Munez, also Regina Booth, advocate for families fighting against flu, both here with us this morning. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning. It is flu season. We can all see the flu vaccination signs, but why are college students at increased risk of getting and spreading
what I would
the flu?
encourage young adults, college students, to do is to get educated about influenza. And what they need to know is that influenza can happen even if you are healthy. And college is a very good place for influenza viruses to spread. It's a very contagious disease, and just the normal activities that you would do in college, spending time together with your friends, doing group activities, so they're doing sports, are situations where influenza can spread very quickly through the group.
So from the coughing, the sneezing, being in tight headquarters, how and what can we do to stop the spread of this disease, especially among our college students out there?
Yes, I think that's exactly it. It's a respiratory infection, so coughing, sneezing, touching, different things, sharing cups, spending time together would be the way that influenza will be transmitted from one person to another. And this is what our college students do. This is a very common respiratory illness, and we see it all the time occurring and potentially affecting their academic performance, their sports performance, everything they do in college.
Now, Regina, you are an advocate for families fighting against flu. Tell us your story, the story about your son and your personal experience about learning the dangers of the flu, maybe also the importance of protecting these young adults. I know you want to share.
Yeah, our 17-year-old son, Austin, was in basketball season at high school, his junior year. Always around all the other boys, you know, touching the same basketball, riding on the same bus, and a few of the boys had the flu, and he came home on that Wednesday feeling a little under the weather, so we were pretty sure that he had the flu also. And by noon the next day, he was on life support, and within a week he had passed away from complications of the flu. And yeah, and it was just, it happened so fast, and we thought that he was, you know, a healthy 17-year-old boy who, if he got the flu, would just get better. We never expected that kind of outcome.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, I don't think anyone expects that kind of outcome from the flu. It's pretty scary that it can turn into that. Doctor, what would you say that people sometimes confuse with the flu, in the common cold? Just thinking that treating the symptoms would be sufficient. But
yes, influenza is not your common cold. Influenza is more severe for the most part. People will recover usually, but they will not be feeling well. Influenza will give you high fevers. It will be associated with a cough, respiratory symptoms, body aches, headaches. You are really down for several days. And importantly, you can have complications from influenza. Secondary bacterial infections, pneumonia, etc. can occur after influenza.
Yeah, no, that's important to know because you could be seriously ill and not even think about it, especially getting that bad. Regina, what are some of the signs that you looked out for with your son that maybe we can pay attention to take these signs a little more seriously?
Well, I think the doctor might be better to answer that question than me, but just for our experience, we knew it was flu season and we knew the flu was going around in the group of kids he was with. So when he did say he didn't feel well, we knew that it was probably the flu. But, you know, in our situation, he had complications and it happened fast. But she might be able to tell you better what those symptoms and that you should look out for.
Yeah, doctor, what are those symptoms that we can avoid to have some kind of critical outcome?
So if you have someone who is not getting better, but actually worsening in terms of having more trouble breathing, feeling very tired, being listless, not being able to get up because of their symptoms are so terrible, this is the time to seek medical attention. You know, ideally we want to prevent getting to that point by encouraging vaccination against influenza. But if you get to that situation, it is very important also to seek medical attention as soon as possible.
Great information. And what would you say your message is today? What's the take home for people watching so that they can, you know, use and help their families stay healthy during the flu season? What kind of message are you trying to get across here, and something we can just do right now?
So our message is that we need to be aware. Influenza is definitely a serious infection. We can prevent it through vaccination. We want to also point out that there's a lot of information available for anyone who wants to be educated. And we have a resource in Families Fighting Flu The website is familiesfightingflu.org. There is information available regarding influenza and its complications and its prevention, and also information specific to college students through a PSA that is actually very nice for parents to watch with their young adult and their college students.
Dr. Muniz, thank you so much for the information and helping us spot the symptoms. And Regina, thank you for sharing your story today. And hopefully we help save some families from the flu, and we're able to keep everyone healthy this season into the new year. So
Thank you.
We're going to have more on this segment posted to our website. Go to fox4morningblend.com.
Up next, an eye-opening procedure that will not only change how you look, but how you see, too. Stay with us.